Thank you for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus. For Arkansas News Now, I'm Ashley King. Meteorologist Nathan Scott joins me with some details on this changing weather that we can expect tomorrow.
Usually we have some wild weather in January. It can snow, but sometimes we have to deal with the potential of some spicy storms. That's not in play today. Looking outside, got a veil of some high clouds filtering out the sunshine, but overall it's going to be a pleasant day. Get outside and enjoy it, because tomorrow, here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, and we do have a level 1 out of 5 or a marginal risk of severe weather on Thursday. That means it's a very low chance. But when we take a look at future radar, here come the changes as early as tonight. Around the showers, maybe a few thunderstorms in northwest Arkansas, North Arkansas to begin our Thursday. Then for Thursday afternoon, the activity will be very spotty in nature, but later Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening, you see that line developing into the Ozarks and also west central Arkansas. Those could be 1 or 2 strong, possibly severe thunderstorms, and then we still have potential of more storms on Friday. Out there right now, you see the veil of clouds moving in from the west. Temperatures are on the warm side. Highs today will top out into the upper 60s to lower 70s. I'll have more on the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms for Thursday and Friday, and talk about much cooler conditions coming up this weekend a little bit later.
Thank you, Nathan. And let's get you caught up on news making headlines in Arkansas. The man accused of killing a Pine Bluff woman at the center of a months-long missing persons case appeared in court this morning. THV 11 was in the courtroom when Tony Thompson Jr. pleaded not guilty to several charges, including murder in the death of Jonelle Brandon. His bond is set for $1 million. Maya Ellison is speaking with the Brandons family this afternoon, and she'll have more from them tonight at 5, 6, and 10. And a story we've been following since Friday takes a tragic turn. Authorities say Nicholas Collins, a missing Iowa man believed to be in Arkansas, has been found dead. Law enforcement found Collins' body yesterday in a rural area between Newton and Johnson counties. Investigators ramped up the search after finding his car on New Year's Day. Iowa authorities say Collins left a note saying he was going away for a while, raising concerns about his safety. Officials say there is no indication of foul play at this time.
Well, a sad scene here in Lonoke County Monday. A church with over 100 years of history burned to the ground. The fire continues to burn here on Tuesday.
So we're driving up, Ricky's driving the car, and I said, "Oh, Ricky, it's not the grass, it's the church."
For Ricky and Brenda Phillips, the Bethlehem United Methodist Church between Cabot and Lonoke has been their home for years. Church member Joanne Absher told me the church was founded more than 150 years ago. Its sanctuary, built in 1916, stood until Monday.
I got here when the back part was on fire, and to stand out here and watch it burn was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done.
By Tuesday afternoon, the fire was contained, but smoke still rose from the rubble.
It's more than just a church building. It was over 100 years old. It was so many memories were made here over these years.
The church's entrance is severely damaged and the worship sanctuary reduced to rubble. One small consolation, firefighters managed to save the fellowship hall from major damage.
We need a lot of prayers. We need time to grieve, and then we would get into the rebuilding.
Through it all, the congregation is holding on to faith and plans to gather again soon.
At least we was not in the church, so that was a good blessing. We saved our fellowship hall, so hopefully by Sunday we'll have church again in the fellowship hall.
In Lonoke, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
The Tri-Communities fire chief says there was no evidence of foul play with the fire, which began around 2:30 Monday afternoon. The church says they haven't set up any kind of fund for rebuilding right now. They're just asking for prayers. In other news, a Democrat who failed to flip a state house seat in North Little Rock and Sherwood 2 years ago will get another chance in March. Alex Holliday won last night's Democratic primary for State House District 70, receiving nearly 80% of the votes to Cordelia Smith Johnson's 20%. With the win, Holliday will face Republican Bo Renshaw in the special election showdown March 3rd. Up in the River Valley, it looks like there will be 2 more weeks needed to decide who fills the vacant state Senate seat in District 26. Republicans Wade Dunn and Brad Simon appear headed to a runoff as the top 2 vote getters in that special primary. That matchup will be February 3rd, with the winner moving on to face independent Adam Watson on March 3rd. And staying in Northwest Arkansas, leaders in Washington County say the decision by Tyson Foods to not renew poultry contracts in the Illinois River watershed could threaten hundreds of jobs and the future of farming in Northwest Arkansas. But as Bo Russell reports, they are working to help those poultry growers caught between corporate decisions and ongoing federal litigation.
Tyson Foods says it will not renew contracts with growers in the Illinois River watershed, pointing to uncertainty from a pollution lawsuit Oklahoma filed in 2005 over phosphorus runoff. Washington County Judge Patrick Deacon says the decision is already affecting families who rely on poultry production.
What we forget is Washington County has a very rich agricultural heritage, and so this is an assault on our heritage, it's an assault on our future, and it's an assault on our economic success.
Judge Deacon says roughly 800 jobs are directly tied to poultry production in the watershed, with many more dependent on related industries. He warns the loss of contracts could also reduce tax revenue.
Those families are out there producing, paying taxes on their property and on their outputs. So that affects the roads that we're paving, that affects the school systems that we're putting forward, that affects the number of deputies that are on the streets.
Quorum court members say farmers feel trapped between corporate decisions and federal litigation.
These are folks who are small family farmers. Some of them have owned their land for generations, and they're really being squeezed by both sides.
Rio says growers have already spent hundreds of millions of dollars over the years working to improve water quality, and the reports show how conditions have been improving.
The small farmers have been making enormous progress toward meeting environmental goals to the tunes of, I think, $850 million overall.
Justice of the Peace Lisa X says she fears families could face the same sudden loss she experienced when a poultry operation shut down years ago.
And the decision was so abrupt, we didn't have a year to plan an exit strategy, and neither will these people. The farmers, the growers.
County leaders stress that they support both clean water and agriculture and say these goals don't have to conflict with each other.
Is that these people, more than anyone, care about the health and the future of the landscape of Washington County and for that land to be productive.
When fraudsters come calling, does your family have an action plan? CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger offers a short checklist for keeping financial information in order and scammers at bay.
Over the past 5 years, losses from imposter scams targeting Americans 60 and older have skyrocketed. Instead of relying solely on expensive monitoring services, the single most effective defense against financial fraud is open, ongoing conversation within families, helping spot red flags before real damage is done. To get started, there are 3 critical questions every family should be able to answer. 1. Do you know all your family members' account numbers and how to access them? 2. Do you understand what property and investments your loved ones own and who the beneficiaries are? And 3, do you know where all household income is deposited? The next step is monitoring. You don't have to be a joint account owner. You just need to be listed as a trusted contact. This will allow the financial firm to alert you if they notice suspicious activity. As an added precaution, you can also ask to receive copies of statements. Finally, if you're concerned about identity theft, a credit freeze is your strongest tool. It restricts access to a credit file, making it harder for identity thieves to open new accounts in your loved one's name. You'll need to enact the freeze at all 3 major credit bureaus, online or by phone. Just remember, with a freeze in place, no new credit can be opened. So if your loved one is applying for a loan, you'll need to temporarily lift the freeze, then put it in place again once the process is complete. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
A free bike with a catch. Still ahead on Arkansas News Now, we're showing you how one bike shop is changing kids' futures. Nathan?
The weather becomes more unsettled, Ashley, on Thursday, also into Friday. You see the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms return to the forecast. And we are watching out for a low chance there could be a few feisty storms. More on the timing and threats coming up.
Well, check this out. This is a time lapse showing snow accumulating on an active volcano on the island of Hawaii. USGS Volcanoes released this footage from Monday with the caption, "Snow at the summit of Mauna Loa, Earth's largest active volcano." Over the weekend, the National Weather Service reported that deep moisture was being drawn from the south ahead of what's called a Kona low that would produce heavy snow and ice. According to the NWS, a Kona low is a type of seasonal subtropical cyclone that tends to form in the winter months. This guy knows more about that stuff than I do, but pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's not unusual to see snow in that part of Hawaii because that mountain is 13,000 feet in elevation. So
when I think of Hawaii, I don't think of snow.
Yeah, you think of the tropics, but you go through different climates as you go up in elevation, of course.
Right.
We have not seen any snow here in Arkansas. There's no snow in the forecast, at least for the next several days. We could use some precipitation, though, and we're going to have the chance of rain. It's so dry out there. I showed you yesterday we had deficits since December 1st of over 4 to 5 inches across many areas. So this next event will bring some rain to some folks. I think the highest chance of a good soaking rain is going to be for east and south Arkansas. According to the European, totals could go above an inch, and the GFS also on the same board, as this is showing the potential of maybe over 2 inches into parts of southeast Arkansas. And then there's really a sharp gradient once you get into Little Rock and off to the northwest, where the totals are expected to be probably less than 1/10 of an inch. So right now it looks like for the most part we'll be lucky to get a 1/2 inch here in central Arkansas. I think it's going to be more of a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch in many areas. 3-day forecast, 70 on Thursday, scattered showers and storms. We're going to go over the timing in just 1 second. Friday, still keep that rain gear close by. We dry things out Saturday, but we also cool things down. Temperatures drop down into the 50s, and it will also be windy. Now, as for the threat of severe weather on Thursday, it is a very low chance, but we have some wind energy in place, just enough storm fuel for the potential. There could be 1 or 2 storms that get on the feisty side. And the main concern will be for the potential of the storm reaching its maximum capability to produce 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. The tornado threat, it's really, really low, but we can't eliminate it altogether. So here's the impacts for Thursday and Friday. Main concern would be damaging wind gusts. Everything else on the table is going to be on the very low end. Friday, the chance of severe weather ramps up just a smidge into southeast Arkansas and east Arkansas, and I really think it's primarily going to be the Arklamas and the border counties with the highest chance. That chance really drops off once you get into central Arkansas. But here's future radar. So as early as tonight, we'll have the opportunity of some rain moving in from Oklahoma, spreading its way into northwest Arkansas and north Arkansas. Throughout the day on Thursday, lots of clouds. There will be passing showers, maybe a thunderstorm, but the best chance of storms here in central Arkansas arrives later Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening with this line that could try to produce maybe 1 or 2 strong storms. That continues to be the case for Thursday night, early Friday morning. Then we see a break before round 2 starts to move in as the actual cold front spreads its way in here from the northwest. And ahead of that front, there could be a batch of showers and thunderstorms, according to this model information, moving in from the southwest for later Friday afternoon into Friday evening. But notice those isolated cells, they're primarily into Mississippi, and that's where the highest chance of severe weather is going to be situated. The rain's out of here going into the weekend, and the temperatures, not only daytime highs go down, but your nighttime lows, they're going to get chilly as we go into next week. Monday morning, widespread 20s are expected. 52 tonight. Mostly cloudy. Scattered rain arriving late tomorrow. Not a washout, but keep that rain gear close by with lots of clouds. The opportunity of scattered showers, maybe some storms, breezy with a high 70. And then your 7-day forecast will go with 68 on Friday before the cold front moves in. And the cold front does mean business. We get knocked down to where we should be for this time of year. Upper 40s, low 50s. plentiful sunshine going into the weekend, and those temperatures stay right around average as we get into next week. But looking past Wednesday, another cold front moves in, and I think we'll see colder numbers by next Thursday and later next week.
Thank you, Nathan. Well, hope is in full supply at a Virginia bike shop. Staff members are making a positive impact on the lives of every customer with an unusual offer. This afternoon, Sean Martinelli gets to the heart of it.
The offer here seemed a little too good. Like a chain that's a little too tight or a tire that's a little too full. This Arlington, Virginia bike shop gives a free bike to any kid who wants one.
Let's just say it gave me a beginning.
But like any good offer, there's a catch.
The big thing with our program is you earn it.
Phoenix Bike's executive director, Tom Shannon, says that's what makes this shop different. Anyone who gets a bike first has to learn to fix a bike.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
We have parents that come back to us going, I don't know what they said, but they absolutely love it.
150 kids a year come through here for the shop's Earn a Bike program.
I say it expanded my love on cycling because I already loved bikes since I was little.
For 8 weeks, they learn to fix everything from derailleurs to cassettes. A team of teachers lead the way with their trademark Phoenix passion.
Passion, you could also say obsession.
Beth Perminter heads the youth programs.
I think for some of the kids, it's life-changing.
The thought here is that if you can fix a bike, you can accomplish anything. Oliver DiGeronimo wants to one day work for Amtrak.
I really feel a sense of community and belonging here.
Camilla Randy wants to be an engineer.
So this is like perfect leading into it.
And Ronaldo Fernandez wants to join the military.
I have a passion for anything with wheels and an engine. Then after that, I did have a dream of having my own bike shop and making a youth program like this one.
And even if their future careers have nothing to do with bikes.
We really believe that if you can get your hands on to work on a bike, you can unlock and develop skills and potential you didn't know you had within you.
An offer that once seemed too good now leaves little doubt. This isn't about just earning a bike. It's about building a future. Arlington, Virginia. Sean Martinelli, WUSA 9.
Well, a change at the top for Harding football. A big day in the portal for Razorback football, and high school basketball rivalry coming down to the buzzer. You're not going to want to miss all the fun next in sports.
The THV 11 Sports Desk, sponsored by your Central Arkansas Hyundai dealer.
No college football team in the state of Arkansas has had a better recent history than the Harding Bisons, who brought a national championship trophy back to Searcy in 2023. Now, the man who led that team, plus this year's national runner-up, is stepping aside. Paul Simmons will become the new general manager of Harding football. He announced on social media earlier on yesterday, making sure to thank Bison Nation. His longtime defensive coordinator, Roddy Moat, who also played quarterback and running back for the Bisons back in college, now takes over as the 14th head coach in Harding football history. Meanwhile, new Arkansas Razorback coach Ryan Silverfield hard at work retooling his roster in this January transfer portal window. Almost halfway through the 2-week portals, and some big wins yesterday. 4 new Power 4 transfers calling the Hogs. Running back from Michigan, Jasper Parker. Carlin Jones, defensive lineman from USC. Another defensive lineman, Hunter Osborne from Virginia. And Tulane cornerback Jaheim Johnson. Now, big-time high school hoops last night in the 6A Central. Little Rock Central going across the bridge to North Little Rock, and Jaden Slaughter knocks down a 3 in the early going for the Tigers, but it's the charging Wildcats. Kevin Smith charging down the court, laying it up and in, and one, and the flex. Why not? Fast break points going to keep coming for North Little Rock. Look at that, Ontarius Odom throws it down, and then the first quarter coming to an end. Gavin Holman thunderous block off the boards. Trey Hope looks up at the clock, gets down, sets his feet at the buzzer, hits the three. We're all tied up. We stay tied up with 5.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. North Little Rock ball, a chance to win. Pass is intercepted by Holman. He throws up a shot to win. No good, but he's fouled. Holman goes to the line, knocks down one with 0.2 seconds left. And yeah, that's not even enough time to get a shot off. Little Rock Central goes into North Little Rock and knocks off their rival by one. Ooh, great night in the high school hoops world, and we got a big one coming your way tonight in the college basketball world. Arkansas men on the road for their first SEC road game of the season, taking on Ole Miss in Oxford tonight at 8. That game ends in time. I'll show you the highlights back here tonight at 10 on THV 11.
In case you missed it, THV 11 sat down with Pine Bluff's newly sworn-in police chief, Sean Davis. During our interview, he told us he plans to focus on accountability, restructuring his command staff, and spiking the presence of officers citywide. He says it's all meant to rebuild trust between police and the community, and that is already underway with a goal of progress in 3 months.
I want to do a restructure with our command staff, which will provide better oversight and better supervision within the department. Also want to get out and meet with the community more, get a better relationship with the community, and let them know we're here for them. The biggest thing I think I want to build is the trust and legitimacy with the community in my first 90 days.
You can hear more from him right now on THV11.com. Well, it's been a beautiful day today. It looks like the sky's changing a little bit, a few clouds moving in.
We've got some high clouds, but no weather concerns out there today. Tomorrow, scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon into the evening hours, and there could be 1 or 2 storms that could get strong. Main threats would be potential of damaging wind gusts. The tornado threat really low, but we can't rule it out entirely. Friday, the chance of strong to severe thunderstorms really starts to shift along the Mississippi River in southeast Arkansas and over to the east. And then we're cooler. Sunshine returns for the weekend. Temperatures dropping down to the 50s Saturday, upper 40s on Sunday. Wow. Nighttime lows Monday morning, we're dropping down to the 20s, so feeling like January once again.
Right, so we're not going to see daffodils blooming. You mentioned that yesterday.
I think they will be blooming probably late February to some folks.
Oh. Well, thank you for joining us here on Arkansas News Now.